Hello everyone, I'm going to share with you what I've been doing for my soil in my backyard and just, yeah. So, I took some samples the other day and tried to do what was said in I think the Go reading or the GRA reading. And he said to put some soil into a jar with some soap and shake it. I was actually expecting there'd be a lot more sand in my soil, but apparently it seems pretty silty actually, and a little bit of clay you can see kind of coming in on the top if you can. Maybe not. um, so, my growing space is kind of funky, as you can see. It's on a pretty gnarly angle. So that already creates a bit of a problem. There was these two beds that were kind of already in here, and the person who lived here before, or a few people back, it seems like most of the stuff that they were doing was pretty aesthetic, um, and not for agriculture. So these beds I actually have done nothing to soil prep. I've just kind of I started throwing seeds in the ground a long time ago and just kind of hoping for the best. So what I'm gonna do actually is kind of planned for trying to experiment maybe with a little bit of no-till. So as you can see, I have some carrots in here. Some of them look better than others, and some of them are close together, so I'm gonna have to thin them eventually. It seems like a lot of the seeds are not necessarily doing well, and they're definitely not growing very fast, and that's most likely due to the lack of soil preparation. Over here, I also have another bed that I just kind of decided to, since it was like kind of mirroring the other one. This bed I also have done nothing to really. Except for plant seeds and things. However, this seems to be a little more. This is some different things are growing here. I'm just having slight difficulties in general. Here's some lettuce that is coming through. That is kind of working its way. I also have some radishes here that are coming in. They were all really close together, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to get at least two. I also have some carrots over here in this bed. And I also have tried doing some beets, and the beets are not really seem to be doing as well. And then, of course, I was a little disappointed. I thought these things were maybe some of my radishes that were coming in, but sadly, I think they're sunflowers, and they are. There used to be a sunflower over there, actually, and so I assume that some of its seeds were cast, of course. Here's another radish that I have growing here, and this one. So what I did here is this bed was soil managed, but in these two, between these two like lanes of radish and these these two piddly beets, I decided to go in on either side last night, and I took up some of the soil and mix it with some of the compost that I was able to get. So I'm hoping that the edges will supply some sort of something, and I think for beets, they kind of get big anyway, so maybe it'll be easier for them to expand. This section over here is one that I just did recently. So I went about 6 inches in. You can see over here because it was obviously a slope, and I kind of dug into it. So this bed, I'm really trying to make much more level than the other one, although it's still kind of funky. And oh my gosh, this is one of my biggest problems that I'm having is that I don't know if you can see him, but do you see the little man, or actually woman? She is carrying away something. Oh, I thought it was one of my seeds, but it's not. But they have been carrying a lot of my lettuce seeds away because they're so tiny. And I think a lot of my kale and herbs such as basil aren't doing well because their seeds are so small. I do have some seedlings over here that I'm trying to grow. This is arugula, and I have actually transplanted some arugula into the ground. But they are, this is the untilled section, so they're still doing pretty rough. Last night I put a whole bunch of seeds in here before I watered it, and so I'm just kind of hoping for the best. But this morning I did notice a plethora of ants carrying small seeds away. And I even thought that maybe my radish seeds were too big for them to carry, but I saw one of them carrying one away today. So that's really sad. Over here, I'm trying to make another bed. As you can see, one of my things that I thought it was going to be sand, but it's actually basically kind of silt, but then it's a large, big rocks. So I'm trying to sift as many of those out as as possible. And then I'm going to redistribute the soil over there, as well as mix in some of the compost that I got. Also, I'm hoping to, after watching some of the videos, I'm hoping to try to really cultivate or utilize mulch, such as some of that, to really hopefully make the make evaporation less and keep the soil more cool as well. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy, and maybe you can give me some tips as well. So thanks.